Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Lewis's vlog. And for those who don't know his backstory, go back and watch the first couple videos in this series. You'll see his backstory, rebuilding, coming back from surgery, illness, everything else. He lost all his muscle, was back to being really skinny again, so we've rebuilt him slowly but surely. So for max effort day, we went with a normal wider grip bench press. It's pinkies on the rings. And he ended up getting 95 kilograms. So we're closing in on that 2-plate bench. Again, he's just got to keep eating, keep training. So again, we're making progress there. Very happy with that. Of course, for supplemental work afterwards, we do chin-ups. We do higher rep pause benching. We do barbell rows. All right, we got them barbell rows. JM presses and lateral raises. And again, some people are like, oh, this is more total volume than you even do in terms of just different exercises right now. And yes, that is true. He's also a young, healthy novice. Granted, he's had some health issues, but I would describe him as still relatively healthy. He's in a calorie surplus, eating a lot of food. Okay, so we're going to just keep making those gains. We've got to keep making them. And he cares about some of the show muscles a little bit because he's a younger guy. He's a younger guy going to school and all that. So he cares a little, and I get that. So I let him do the extra shoulder work and stuff, right? Just so that we get those different angles and he can bring out some of those muscles a little bit. But always keep in mind our primary goals for most of my clients are going to be strength oriented, right? So I train people accordingly. Some people will also tell me, a lot of your clients look really good, but that's a side effect. That's a side effect of the training and the lifestyle. We're not training specifically for that. And we can always add in a few things for those who care. Like again, Lewis, he likes the idea of that. He's a slightly taller guy. When we get him built up more and leaner, having a little bit of extra shoulder will probably go a long way there. All right, for max effort lower, we did a box squat. He got up to 130 kilos. So pretty good. Now, keeping in mind, we always keep the squat maxes conservative because of the stands that he has. We're looking at an upgrade coming up in a few months, hopefully. Again, he's going to have a bigger space. He's going to get a bigger rack. We should have a lot different of a situation then. So for accessory work, we do good mornings. No surprise. So many of my clients do good mornings. I'm not doing them currently, but I used to be crazy strong at those. You guys have seen me do 550 for a max on that. And I've had clients who are stronger than me on them. But a lot of my clients, we do that, especially the people who don't have access to certain specialty equipment. I get people who will say, heck, I don't have a reverse hyper, I don't have a glute ham raise, all these things that you like. What can I do? It's like, well, good mornings will go a real long way. Right? Box squats plus good mornings is actually a very, very good combination. But for additional work for him after that, we do split squats with dumbbells, glute bridges, hanging leg raises. Now in this case, this is really all we need to maximize lower body development. It's just we don't have some of the fancy stuff that we might want that puts you into traction and everything else. And I think that's a big difference because it does help with recovery. Right, when we're trying to push every last bit of progression, every last bit of strength and muscle, the additional recovery and ease of use for a lot of those pieces of equipment are very nice to have. But, young guy like this, bulking, getting plenty of sleep, it's not as big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. I like my masters lifters to have all those things, and a lot of you may not have that, and that's okay. Look at what we do with his vlogs here, all right? Simple dumbbell and barbell movements for the most part will handle the lower body stuff if you can program it intelligently. Okay, speed bench. We do 3 sets with each grip, wide, medium, close. I just included the wider grip in the footage today. We do incline benching. And this is also so that he can get a second press. Now, if I have a client who their chest is not particularly a problem, their chest development is great, and they need more delts or triceps or whatever, we don't even necessarily do a second chest type press. on speed day. We just keep the flat benching. In his case, we need more chest. So we do additional pressing in the form of incline, which is a slightly more shoulder dominant bench variation, right? It doesn't build the chest better. That's kind of a myth. There's no reason to think that. It's still a very, very, very good chest exercise with a slight bias towards upper chest. Then, of course, we do chins. We do JM presses, which, he's getting better at these. Rows and lateral raises. And I know a lot of this can get boring, especially all my conjugate lifters who do a lot of these simple movements for assistance work. I know the vlogs can be slightly more boring. People like to see the fancy stuff, but we don't always have that. And a lot of that's done for the max work and the speed work. That's where we get into rotating bars, bands, chains, all these crazy variations. When it comes to our accessory work, I like the basics. Again, unless you have really amazing equipment like reverse hyper machines and belt squat machines and stuff that I own and use. But if you don't have all that stuff, the basics work really, really well. I mean, what are we just seeing? Supplemental pressing, rows, chin ups, some dumbbell work. Good mornings. Right? That's what we do, and it works great. Works great. I mean, the basics will never fail you. Okay? They may not always be the best choice, but the basics can carry you a very, very, very long way. And they should always be part of your programming, no matter what else is going on. Right? No matter what other fancy and intricate stuff you have included. We always still rely on those basics. All right, dynamic effort lower here. What do we have? Speed squats on a box. We're in a conventional wave instead of a sumo wave, so conventional speed pulls. Of course, good mornings. And this is another example. I wish that he had specialty bars. I think specialty bars really shine on good mornings, but not everyone has them. And the straight bar works just fine for people who have healthy shoulders, right? People who have healthy shoulders with no wear and tear on their shoulders, these can work, right? These straight bar good mornings, they get the job done. They're just a little hard on people's shoulders. He doesn't have any shoulder issues. So, again, not a problem. Then, of course, we do split squats. We do glute bridges and hanging leg raises. So I'll let you guys finish up watching here. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.